Hello, my name's Lisa and let's have a look around the spring garden. Look at these wallflowers, these have come out beautiful. I'm going to try not to go in the sun for you, but it is very sunny this morning, so you're going to keep getting my shadow every 5 minutes. I'll do my best not to. Haven't these come on a tree? They're massive. They've got so much flower on them. Look how beautiful that is. The smell is amazing. I come out here the other day and it just hit me. It was around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it just hit me with the smell of wallflowers. Filled the whole garden. Now I've had a good old chopping session. I've chopped down, if you can hear sawing, that's husband in shed. I had a good old chopping session of the salvias and I've dug out a lot of the Michaelmas daisy. I've put them in a holding pot because I can use them later. This is the Clarkia coming up with the beautiful acid yellow flowers, they will be. And I have put 2 of those Aringinums in front, so we've always got colour. Everything looks a bit chopped down. Last time everything looked twiggy, now everything looks a bit chopped down. We have planted, oh, the Hanky Panky rose, go back here. We have planted a Hanky Panky rose, he's in. Look at those gorgeous dandelions. And we have planted the Peach Sensation. Look at the buds. They're going to be flowering in a week, I reckon. And these, I've got a little video that I'll put in the shorts and I'll show you what birds come and take them for the nest, and I put them loud and proud in front so I can watch them from the front room. Look at those little blanders, aren't they gorgeous? So everything's been chopped down ready for the off. These have had to have a very good drink. It's been so windy and it's taken all sunny and windy and it's taken all the puff out of them. So I've put them there to give them an extra special drink. This was a bargain. Now, if you've listened to any of my garden videos, you all know I love a bargain. Went to B&Q. They're gorgeous colours, these, aren't they? Pastel colours. Went to B&Q and they had these for £10. Excuse me, still got this rotten cold. £10 for 2 pollies, 2 pansies, a bellis, and is that a Senecio? It is, isn't it? Something like that, isn't it? Not a bad price, but a little bit more than I was wanting. But they had 2 that were poorly, and they'd put them on double for half price. So I got 2 lots for a tenner. It was a tenner a punnet, and I got 2 lots for a tenner. Bought mine, watered them, they're all fine. I did worry that they might be frost damaged because B&Q's they're very good for watering. B&Q are very good for watering, but they're not very good at frost damage. They tend to put tender things right on the corner when they first come in from the nursery. They're a bit naughty like that, and I thought, oh, they might be frost damaged, but they're not, look. So that was my bargain. So that just adds a little bit of colour. See, that's where a polly would go. Look, it looks ugly, but look, a polly would go there, all smashing and beautiful. The red, I think they're Red Riding Hood, aren't they? The red tulips have come out. That's the little wallflower husband brought home. It doubled and trebled in size. And look, they're getting, can I zoom in? Yeah, I can, rather than just pushing me arm. Idiot. They're getting buds. The buds are coming, the buds are coming. Right. So that's a nice little, I've all reorganised that area, and that's looking very pretty for spring. This bellis was so huge. I took the bellis, there was a cyclamen there, and a cyclamen there. I popped them out. Just, oh, it's just so huge that I've given it that container on its own because it's doing so well. Now, husband went to B&Q, if you remember, and bought me a Bowls Mauve and that lovely creamy one over there. Oh, that was it, wasn't it? That was the creamy one he bought. He bought the lovely cream one, that one, and a purple. Well, there was 3 plants in each pot, so I've now got 6 of these, which I've divided out. And that was it. We bought that one, didn't we? We bought another purple. I could have a whole mess of this, haven't I? Another purple and a yellow. Anyway, beautiful. These pansies will look in a right old state. The wind, we've had some wind and it drew them right. I mean, they still look a state, but they've got a bit of colour on them, look. Got a bit of something going, isn't it? I took them out, threw them in a bucket for a couple of days, and it soaked them up really nice. Look at that. And that's the little cyclamen that was in with the bellis. And now I've got a nice little bit of colour. I mean, not the best plants in the world, but look at that, look. Huge buds. That's a bit of colour where there was none. So I'm really pleased with that. They're coming. They're on the way. They're on the way. Can you see them? They're on the way. So I've just been chopping down this. Oh God, put my bloody hand in front. Chopping down the salvias. That's a blue, I think. I think that's a blue. That's a shocking pink. It's like this, shocking pink. That is the fancy one. That's the cream and salmon sort of striped, that new one. That's the blue one. Oh, so that might not be blue, might it? Anyway. And this little twiggy effort is the one I got from the New Voice. So it's sort of china blue. It's very pretty. How's this doing? Got me cream there for my hands. Oh, my hands have been sore lately. That's that everlasting sweet pea. Isn't it gorgeous? Such a delicate little flower this time of year. That was one of me bargain B&Q out of the discounted pot. Just needed a bit of water. Look at that. That is really doing well. That Albrecia, cheap and cheerful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Shooting really well now. That's the pink pearl. Excuse me. The pink pearl fuchsia. This has gone a bit stupid. Look at this. Look how that's covering the fence. And I have to keep tying these in because if they go too high, they get burnt by the wind. So I have to keep tying them in every couple of days. Making them go laterally along the fence, laterally, all the way. And that was a little B&Q jobby. No, not B&Q, Asda. Got bud. What's going to happen? And that's the everlasting sweet pea. And that was my little bonus, come from nowhere. Clematis, doing well. Got to tie him in. Oh, sadly they've finished. Can't complain, can you? They've done so well. And that's like a little short clematis. That was a Asda job, but I've dug him up because he gets covered every year. So I'll nurture him separately. Oh, that's coming. Look, the flowers are coming on that. Covered, fattening up. Now, look at this for blossom. Are you ready? Oh, look at that. Big pink puffballs. I did have a single blossom and a puffball. Single blossom didn't survive, but this puffball's been going 30 odd years. Not the greatest year we've had, but not bad. But look at the amount of blossom on that. It's just solid. And then it looked beautiful up against the sun, up against the blue sky. Really pretty, that is. It's not got any scent. You'd want it to have scent, really, wouldn't you? But it's not. But it's just very pretty. old blossom tree. Yeah, lovely. The petals are gorgeous. When the petals start falling and everywhere it's covered in pink petals. That's the, get out the sun. That's the wallflower that we got from Otter Nurseries in the newspaper. It's getting there. And this was the other bargain B&Q. This whole, look at the size of it. This was the poly that made it look peely-wally, and they put it on for half price. Huge. But it didn't have any water, and it was all floppy and looked dead, so that's why they down-marked it. Ha ha ha, I've got it. I was really pleased with that. Oh, bluebells and white bells. Look at that little white bell. Look at that, hello little white bell. They just shoot up all of a sudden. They're going to be in flower, I reckon, in a couple of days. I might do a little short, just so you can see them. And forget-me-nots, my favourite. I mean, there's the sun. Forget-me-nots. Look how pretty they are. Delicate. I've got I'm giving them a bit of air. Trying to harden them off slightly. That was my bargain ones. Still got some bits in the pot to do, which I will do in a couple of days. There might be something worth salvaging in that. It's all right, Jeff, you can make noise. You're okay. I've heard you go really quiet. I've heard the shed go all quiet and stealthy. You're allowed to make noise. I will allow you. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Tulips. Don't look like tulips, do they? Look like magnolias or something. They're just immense, aren't they? Oh, there, look, watering. I've had to come out and water. It's all been so dry with this wind. I've been worried they'll all shrivel. A couple of things look like I'd a little bit late in watering them. Aren't they pretty with the forget-me-nots? It's like a little woodland area almost, isn't it? And that's, doesn't look very exciting, but that's the, oh, I'll take them out. That's the Michaelmas daisy. Just looks like soil, but I've saved them. What I dug out, I saved. They're not looking too bad. They're coming. I thought that they were half dead, but they look like they might do something. This has been beautiful. This is the laurel. Oh, big bee, big bee. Oh, big bee. God, they're massive, aren't they, at the moment? It's laurel. It's gorgeous. And you have these lovely flowers. Lovely, so you can see the wind. Lovely flowers this time of year, and they've had butterflies. What's those butterflies, Jeff? They've got like black underneath and they're orange. Is it fritillary or commas this time of year? Yeah, a bit. Comma. There's been lots of commas I saw the other day. Lots of commas in the garden. And this draws it in. They all go there for the nectar. Next door's blossom bush. We'll nick that. Jeff, we'll nick that, look. Isn't that beautiful? Next door's blossom. Isn't that lovely? That's that gorgeous coolness. I've had to put an awful lot of water on this because this is just the people that had the house before. They just concreted all of this, was all just bare concrete, and they put a load of rubble from the old air raid shelter underneath, so you couldn't dig into it and make a bed or anything. So we've made this very low bed, but it is self-contained, so it's only they only get the moisture from what I put in, and this cornice takes everything, but it's worth it, innit, because it's gorgeous. So I just have to be quite aware. Look at the sun, look at that, in England in April. This is probably the summer, guys, we've got to love it. That poor little love, that fell foul of the wind. Fell foul of the wind, but we'll bring that back. It'll be okay. It's like the little repletes. They're hanging on and hanging on. They're still in daffodil jail. They're hanging on and hanging on. They're just so beautiful. They've done so well. It's quite nice, isn't it? But we're just really enjoying the blossom. We'll only have it for a week, week or two, and then it all starts blowing away. It's quite early this year. Normally we don't have it until a week or two later. Look at that. But again, I'm really getting a kick out of my bargain. My bargain polly. Hopefully I'll keep that over. I'm not very good at keeping pollies over. More little bluebells. Like I say, I'll do a little separate short on bluebells. And then here, just everything's just bubbling with the foliage. I'll show you that. Look at that little peony. He is all right, look. I'm not going to get any flowers, probably. Can't see any flowers. That was exciting. Look in there. That's a hosta. Oof. Oh, a little hosta. You see it in the background there. It's a gorgeous hosta, that is. And hummingbird hawk moths like the flowers on that. I've chopped all these down, put these pots in because the rats, the indigenous wildlife, have been digging in my soil. So I put them pots in just to discourage, because I've top dressed everything. Put food, dug it over, put food in, top dressed. They are the shoots of Solomon seal, which I did a felt and cross stitch page in my journal. That's in another video I've just posted. You can't get rid of them. You only have to have a little bit of root and they grow. So this is all ready for the season, all ready to ping. Sorry if I whip you around too quick. Cup of tea. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. A little bit nibbled by things, but we'll let them. So, spring garden. Come back to those lovely tulips. Lift up the bees. Oh, big bee, big bee. Look at that bee. They're big uns, aren't they, at the moment, because they're gathering the pollen on their own to put in their little chambers to hatch out their first brood. And then you'll see it. Well, can I get round without tripping over? Probably not. I'll end up head first. And then in a couple of weeks' time, oh, sorry, darling. In a couple of weeks' time, you won't see the big bees. It'll just be those tiny little wee baby bees. Because the first brood is really, really small. This is what I believe happens. The first brood is really, really small, and then they go out and gather the nectar, and then the bees get bigger and bigger. That's what I think it seems to be. But the wallflowers are really providing a nice bit of pollen. Right, that's it, I think. I'll do a couple of shorts on some of the flowers that are yet to pop out before I do another long one. Yeah, the bluebells, because they got a short season. I don't want you to miss them. Right, that's me signing off. Talk to you later.